So yes, use this. We came here to utilize processes, but they're just mere permission slips. But that's the fun of it. The process is the story, and this is why we're enamored with movies, TV, even actors and actresses. It's the process. We're enamored with actors and actresses because they show us they can be in this role and that role, but yet it's the same actor or actress. But they consciously choose a different concept in order to fulfill a different story. When you understand that, if you don't like your story, slightly change the concept. If you like your story, keep moving. Expansion is natural. It's not something we have to do. We don't have to learn how to expand. It's automatic, just like you don't have to learn how to breathe. But if you focus and conscious, you'll breathe better. You'll get more oxygen to your body. You won't hyperventilate. So it's just looking at it. It's not the outside world. It's how we feel inside. So yeah, if you have a trinket or something that makes you feel better, hold on to it. But make sure you realize that isn't the reason. The rabbit foot isn't why I'm lucky. I'm lucky. The rabbit foot just reminds me of that.
So how do we become conscious, and how do we get into the awareness of that?
Can you say that louder?
How do we become conscious and get into the awareness of that on a regular basis?
You are conscious. You're just constantly consciously choosing things that aren't really working for you. The unconscious is just pretending that you're unaware of what's going on, or the inability to choose another perspective. So that's what they call unconscious, but you're really conscious, because unconscious and conscious are both conscious. So do you have a specific thing you want to discuss so I can walk you through that?
I would like to be conscious of how I direct my life as far as my career, my school path, my business path, all of that.
Okay, ask yourself, what is it that you want to do? All right? So what do you see yourself doing? Imagine it. All right? That will generate excitement. So are you following your highest excitement as best you can in every moment of your life? Are you? It's a question. Are you or aren't you? And be honest.
Yes, but if I had to say every moment of my life, no.
All right. Why, in the moments you aren't, why aren't you?
Well, sometimes...
It's simply because you don't trust that it will work. Period. You don't act on something because you believe it won't work. That's why you do it. So then the question is, why don't you believe it will work? That's the belief that's stopping you. All right?
Then what's the answer?
All right.
You will find the answer. In other words, we say everything is possible, right? That's true. Is it possible for me to be the quarterback of the Giants? At some level, yes. But it's not in my preview, it's not in my perspective, it's not in my movement, so therefore it doesn't occur to me to bring it up. I'm bringing it up from just an obvious answer. When I get excited, the impulse will show me what it is I want to move towards. Most of us are moving towards something because somebody said it's exciting. Mother and father told me I must be a doctor or a lawyer in order to achieve something in life. So then you say, I want to be a doctor and lawyer. How do I use this to become a doctor and lawyer? First of all, do you really want to become a doctor and lawyer? And I'm not knocking doctors and lawyers. I'm just using it as an example because people told that to the higher standard in society, which if there wasn't everybody else, doctors and lawyers would have no one to help or defend. So they would be alone if everyone was a doctor and lawyer. So why is it that we want to do the thing? Are we inspired to do it? Or we think when we get there we'll be happy? And that's usually the answer. We think when we get there we'll be happy. So how do I get there? Well, if you're not happy now, it's going to be an exhausting road. And that's what you have to mind. So what is it that when you get inspired about inspiration, what is it makes you want to do in that moment? And that will give you the answer. That's the right-hand turn in 500 feet. And when you make that right-hand turn, go 200 miles. You go 200 miles. Some impulses last 500 feet, some last hundreds of miles. Do you understand? But you'll know when it is you need to shift direction. The impulse will tell you.
What about people who don't know what they want to do?
It's because they don't get into that inspired thing. Are you talking about you specifically?
No.
So why are you concerned about what other people do or do not? So now you're distracting yourself from what you want to do by trying to fix the world.
So that I can answer them upon the next time that.
If you can't answer it's like I'm not even here to answer anyone's questions in that perspective. I'm just here to give it all. I'm doing this for me. And we're all here doing it for us. So a lot of times when people get this information, they want to fix everybody else. Because if I fix them, then I'll be happy because I'm living with them.
Well, what if somebody in here just asked you, Frank, I don't really know what I want to do.
Well, then I would ask them what excites you. When you get excited, what occurs to you to do? So you know what the state of excitement feels like. All right? Is there anything when you get excited you actually do? Like, everyone has a theme on this planet, you know? And it could be multitudes. Like, you know, Michelangelo's theme was obvious, painting. But then you got Leonardo da Vinci, who did everything. You know, his mom probably said, would you just pick one the thing? But no, every time he had an impulse, he did this, he did that, he did that, did that. He didn't just do one thing, nor did Michelangelo, but people just think broad stroke, he was an artist. So when you're trying to find one thing, it might not just be one thing. Act on your passion as best you can in every moment without any assistance on the outcome, and that's why you're here. It might be one thing that you go. You might be that musician that only plays music for the rest of their life and with notices, but yet they got to eat and go out to dinner and they're passionate about that as well. So it's not just one thing. One theme might be stronger than every other theme, but sometimes not so much. So act on your passion as best you can in every moment of your life without any assistance of the outcome, and then that energy flows to you, and that's what we call success. Everything else is just hearsay. Is that,
Yeah.
get a little deeper into that?
Yeah.
All right, so go home and contemplate that.